Now, I'm an ethnobotanist. That's a scientist who works in the rainforest to document how people use local plants. I've been doing this for a long time. And I want to tell you, these people know these forests and these medicinal treasures better than we do and better than we ever will. But also, these cultures, these indigenous cultures, are disappearing much faster than the forests themselves. And the greatest and most endangered species in the Amazon rainforest is not the jaguar, it's not the harpy eagle, it's the isolated and uncontacted tribes. Now, 4 years ago, I injured my foot in a climbing accident, and I went to the doctor. She gave me heat, she gave me cold, aspirin, narcotic painkillers, anti-inflammatories, cortisone shots. Didn't work. Several months later, I was in the Northeast Amazon, walked into a village, and the shaman said, "You're limping." And I'll never forget this as long as I live. He looked me in the face and he said, "Take off your shoe and give me your machete." He walked over to a palm tree and carved off a fern, threw it in the fire, applied it to my foot, threw it in a pot of water, and had me drink the tea. The pain disappeared for 7 months. When it came back, I went to see the shaman again. He gave me the same treatment, and I've been cured for 3 years now. Who would you rather be treated by? Now, make no mistake, Western medicine is the most successful system of healing ever devised, but plenty of holes in it. Where's the cure for breast cancer? Where's the cure for schizophrenia? Where's the cure for acid reflux? Where's the cure for insomnia? The fact is that these people can sometimes cure things we cannot. Here you see a medicine man in the Northeast Amazon treating leishmaniasis, a really nasty protozoal disease that afflicts 12 million people around the world. Western treatment are injections of antimony. They're painful, they're expensive, and they're probably not good for your heart. It's a heavy metal. This man cures it with 3 plants from the Amazon rainforest. This is the magic frog. My colleague, the late great Lauren McIntyre, discoverer of the source lake of the Amazon, Laguna McIntyre, and the Peruvian Andes, was lost on the Peru-Brazil border about 30 years ago. He was rescued by a group of isolated Indians called the Matses. They beckoned for him to follow them into the forest, which he did. There they took out palm leaf baskets. There they took out these green monkey frogs. These are big suckers, they're like this. And they began licking them. It turns out they're highly hallucinogenic. McIntyre wrote about this, and it was read by the editor of High Times magazine. You see that ethnobotanists have friends in all sorts of strange cultures. This guy decided he would go down to the Amazon and give it a whirl, or give it a lick. And he did. And he wrote, "My blood pressure went through the roof. I lost full control of my bodily functions. I passed out in a heap. I woke up in a hammock 6 hours later. Felt like God for 2 days." An Italian chemist read this and said, "I'm not really interested in the theological aspects of the green monkey frog. What's this about the change in blood pressure?" Now, there's an Italian chemist who's working on a new treatment for high blood pressure based on peptides in the skin of the green monkey frog, and other scientists are looking at a cure for drug-resistant Staph aureus. How ironic if these isolated Indians and their magic frog proved to be one of the cures. Here's an ayahuasca shaman in the Northwest Amazon in the middle of a Yahe ceremony. I took him to Los Angeles to meet a foundation officer looking for support for monies to protect their culture. This fellow looked at the medicine man and he said, "You didn't go to medical school, did you?" The shaman said, "No, I did not." He said, "Well, then what can you know about healing?" The shaman looked at him and he said, "You know what? If you have an infection, go to a doctor." He said, "But many human afflictions are diseases of the heart, the mind, and the spirit. Western medicine can't touch those. I cure them." Why are these people isolated? They know we exist. They know there's an outside world. This is a form of resistance. They have chosen to remain isolated, and I think it is their human right to remain so. Why are these the tribes that hide from man? Here's why. Obviously, some of this was set off in 1492. But at the turn of the last century was the rubber trade. The demand for natural rubber, which came from the Amazon, set off the botanical equivalent of a gold rush. Rubber for bicycle tires, rubber for automobile tires, rubber for Zeppelins. It was a mad race to get that rubber. And the man on the left, Julio Arana, is one of the true thugs of the story. That his people, his company, and other companies like them killed, massacred, tortured, butchered Indians like the Huitotos you see on the right-hand side of the slide. Even today, when people come out of the forest, the story seldom has a happy ending. These are Newcocks. They were contacted in the 80s. Within a year, everybody over 40 was dead. And remember, these are pre-literate societies. The elders are the libraries. Every time a shaman dies, it's as if a library has burned down.